of difficult because people can just go on their phone, search it up, and then be able to kind of see what it is. However, I think we need to get into more depth on it because it's not as easy as it just sounds, okay? First of all, how did you even come up with this idea? I know I put up on your tiny little bio, but if you want to go like a little bit more into depth about it, just like how you got this idea for it and why you kind of really decided to start it.
Yeah. So, well, I've been working in small businesses for pretty much my entire adult life, and the last 5 years, especially in Alberta, we've been hit pretty hard. The economy's been through quite a ringer, and so it was last summer. I was consulting for a couple different businesses, and seeing sort of the struggles of people trying to get back up on their feet, and I just kept seeing things around support local, support local, support local. But at the same time, there was sort of a juxtaposition because I would come back into my apartment building, and the entire lobby would be stacked full of Amazon packages, skip the dishes, drivers, just mail like crazy. And I'm sitting there going, okay, it's everybody has the idea that supporting local is amazing, but clearly maybe there isn't a tool in which people can do it easily, or a resource in which people can know which businesses to support, which businesses are owned locally. And so I knew that I have a background in psychology. And one of the biggest things that we find out, of course, is human activity is we are lazy. We always like to find the most efficient path to do anything, and the one that takes sort of the least amount of energy. So going up against something like Amazon as a small business, it's really tough to convince people, to get out, to come into your business, when right now is they're at home, they scroll on Amazon and do a quick order. So I knew that there needed to be something that rewarded people for their behavior, right? For getting out and for eliciting the behavior that is actually supporting our local economy. One of the biggest things is when you spend $1 on Amazon, that dollar goes internationally. So the minute it's paid for, it's gone. When you spend $1 at a local business, that local business uses it to pay for employees. They use it to pay for marketing. They use for repairs. So now you have other contractors are coming in and doing that. They pay for supplies, and it's all going to be spent locally. So there's a huge difference between the way we spend when we spend it internationally and locally.
Yeah.
And so that's what. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to quickly go back to Amazon. You're saying like our dollar just basically disappears. So what did that go to? Because you're saying, of course, our dollar to a local place will go into, their kids' education or this or that. So what about our money to Amazon? What do you think?
Yeah, so well, Amazon, a lot of the materials are, of course, international. It's rare that they are Canadian products. So, and a lot of it is through third-party vendors. So, as I can set up a store, and what happens is when you buy from me, I just ship you the product from a country like China, and it will ship directly to you. So, the dollar doesn't stay within Canada at all, unless you are the one that runs the business on Amazon, but it's very rare that that's occurrence. Most of it's actually an international business. So so when you actually go out to a local business and you spend that money, like I said, it goes directly into employee pockets, business marketing. You're talking about construction of businesses, development of new businesses, relationships, product development. I got a ton of it. It actually stays within the city and within sort of local areas, right? So it's just when you see that amount of mail coming from sort of international countries, and then you look at your local city, again, Calgary, which has been struggling for quite some time, you just know that there has to be a change in the way we look at our own economy. And again, yes, we like things to be done efficiently, but we need to start being more aware of how our dollar is actually spent. So yeah, that was the big thing with sort of Amazon, not to pick them up. I'm not going to sit here and say I've never ordered anything off of Amazon.
Yeah. I mean, I have too. Like, I think almost everyone has. Like, I've literally, I think, ordered a couple things, and I wasn't really pleased on, like, I don't know if it was the store, whatever it was, but they got my order wrong, and I was like, okay, well, and then I had to ship it back, and then it was twice as long for the order to come back again, and I was like, I would just rather, and I really often am very like not resentful, but like, I don't know, like I just don't like ordering things online because yeah, maybe I do actually resent it a bit because it takes a lot longer for things to arrive.
Right.
So for me, it's like I would rather just go to like the mall or go here, go there. So I know I can pick something up and bring it home the same day instead of taking a chance and waiting a month for something to arrive.
Yeah, well, I understand that as well. As you're a shopper like me, that it's you'd rather go into a store and see something. Like I've never really understood the idea of buying clothes online.
I
Like
know.
it's one of those, you're going to get it, it's going to fit, and then you're sending it back and forth when you could just go to the store and buy it, or have somebody help you buy it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is like I ordered like workout clothes online, and I was like one of those things like, oh, someone said, go try it, whatever. And I'm like, okay. But for me, I'm one of those consumers where I really like to go and try things on to see if it's something I really do like. Because for me, I don't buy like, especially clothes, a lot of clothes. So when I buy something, I want it to last a really long time, and I'll put like maybe a little bit more money into it, knowing that it will last.
Well, and that it is quality too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
totally. Yeah. So I kept seeing this, and then I decided, okay, there has to be a way we can build a platform which is like a one-stop shop, right? And there was a lot of websites that were popping up at this time that were sort of showing people and identifying local businesses.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, with the development of mobile phones and applications, I couldn't see people really using a website that amount, especially if you are out and about, you are shopping, you're walking. Like there's not a lot of time that you're actually going to be at home sitting on your computer searching up local businesses. It's normally going to be, when you're out and about for the day. So I decided, well, I think it would be best to build a mobile app around it. So I got lucky. I had a bunch of quotes, and I didn't know how expensive mobile apps were. And again, I always looked at local businesses for development.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of people are like, okay, well, okay, I have my phone, I got apps on here, and I'm like, I think we take it for granted that it's just at our fingertips and it's something very easy, accessible. It's like, okay, here it is. But there's actually a lot of work behind an app.
Yeah, I didn't know this, and I didn't know the expense behind it either.
So what are like, let's go a little bit into that, because I'm actually interested myself. I am a bit computer techie. I love like the whole app thingy, whatever, and I've, kind of wanted to learn a little bit more about it. So this will be interesting for me too.
Yeah, well, I said is luckily I got put in touch with a friend of a friend who has been making apps for, I believe it's like 5-10 years now. Really, really, really talented guy. And I got lucky because, again, a lot of the larger businesses, they were like sort of a minimum cost to get one app developed for just because I started with iOS. I started with Apple just because I had an Apple, so I thought it was the easiest way to do it. And yeah, so the first quotes that kept coming out were a minimum of $100,000, and they went up to 500,000.
What?
Yeah, so as somebody coming out of the pandemic, like everybody else, price tag of $100,000, sort of jaw dropping. But luckily,
I didn't know it was like that much. Holy cow.
Yeah, I had no idea either. I also didn't know, again, sort of the work that does go into it. Again, as I would consider myself a sort of technology person, but this entire platform I was sort of unaware of. But we built it over about a period of 3 months. It took. Yeah, you have a question?
No, I'm
No,
just,
okay, good.
wow.
So it really started with um, it was some great back and forth because again, is you can have an idea, but then you start to speak with an actual individual, like a builder, somebody. I can just sort of refer it back to building a house, right? You might have a great idea of what a mansion, what your dream mansion looks like, but then a contractor is going to tell you you can't do this, or you have to build it this way, that way, or and so luckily this gentleman, Stone Light Pictures, I should give him a bit of a shout out because he's great.
Yay.
But yeah, we went back and forth. So I had the idea, I had the notion of what I wanted it to do. And he was able to sort of say, okay, well, what's the best way we can build this out? Well, I can do it this way, and I can show people this on a map, and we can click on this screen and that screen. So it was a lot of back and forth. And again, it took us about 3 months, and then it goes to testing, right? So then you have to test everything, and then you set it to Apple, and they tell you every time you set it in that you've done something wrong. So that takes forever too. But yeah, so it was about 4 months to market, which is actually quite quick considering it was just one person developer that was doing it. But and then again, we've been consistently developing it as we go along. You know, I have a lot more ideas for further development, but that all comes with sort of time and money as well. So
Well, and I think like, because it's already in use.
right.
And do you know, can you tell how many people are using it? Do you actually know a number?
Well, okay, so this is the crazy thing. So when iOS 14 came out, so I'm speaking specifically to Apple right now, they came out with a whole bunch of data collection rules and things like that. So now we don't collect data. It was always sort of my intention not to collect data starting off, just so I know people have privacy things. But when you do set your privacy laws about not sharing your data, I can't really see when you use the app. So I can see when some people download. I can't see when others download. So right now we suspect there's about 5,000 people that are consistently using the app. So which is really good. So, and again, we can see that it is in Canada. Of course, that's where you can get it. I would suspect most of that is in Calgary, although again, it's tough to tell location wise. There's a ton of issues behind data collection in Apple right now.
No, I totally get that. Has like, have you had any feedback from restaurants, or like, what are these, like, it's any business, right? It's not just restaurants, or what's?
Well, yeah, I should probably go into a bit of what the app actually does.
Yeah, that would be great too. Because
Yeah.
what's this act for local?
I realized we're sort of skipping it up. Yeah, so for I guess the listeners, the app it shows you all local businesses in your area, and it can be any local business. So that was one of the things that I wanted to really push was right now businesses are struggling, and so I skip the dishes, let's say, I'll just use them as an example. They charge their restaurants 30% commission. So every time you order $10 of food, you give $3 directly to Skip the Dishes. So, which is extremely tough because restaurants right now sort of need Skip the Dishes to live, but at the same time, they're getting charged 30%. So I wanted to give businesses a tool to help them market, to help increase exposure without that cost. So I made it free for the businesses. So any businesses can sign up. I even have some like young ones. There's a girl Made by Victoria. She makes her own custom cups. And yeah, she just makes them out of her home. So she's on there as well. So it's the only thing I sort of would say I discriminate for is I don't do corporate businesses. This is meant for small, locally owned business, but I don't filter when it comes to
Walmart. Yeah.
yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not really helping out Walmart here.
No, I think this is great. I really do, because like the small businesses were hit really hard during
right.
the pandemic, right?
And it's trying to convince people to get back in the business, or to even just be aware that new ones are there, because I think that's and that's sort of the situation I'm in as well, is how do you get people to find out more about you, right? And so I wanted to sort of supply people with a resource, an all-in-one that will show them on a map all of these great locally owned businesses in their area, so they know, who to support. Now, at the same time, so I don't charge the businesses at all. But what the businesses do is they offer exclusive discounts or deals or rewards for when you go in and you support local. So what the app does is it just shows you all the participating businesses. When you go in, you get percentage off, dollars off. I know there's a pub on the corner where I live, St. James Corner, an amazing, amazing pub, and he just gives you free wings. So you go in on a Wednesday, you just get a free plate of wings.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just, again, it's a great way to just encourage people to support local businesses, but also a resource so that people become more knowledgeable about what businesses in their area are actually locally owned, so that they know when they spend a dollar, it stays to build a local economy. And that's what we're going to be looking at for the next, I would say, 5 years. Is our economy needs to bounce back. And the only way it's going to do that is if we change our habits and we put money back into the local economy. It's not going to bounce back if we're constantly spending on Amazon or like delivery service that are really, really, really charging businesses heavy commissions in order to operate. I know, right? I can't say I don't use them. I do.
No, I gave it a shot, and like literally I was like a bit disappointed. And I actually also too, like I remember ordering something even just from Best Buy, and I didn't even know, because I was like, oh, Best Buy, maybe it's just curbside, I can go pick it up, whatever. And they're like, no, we'll do delivery. I'm like, okay. And I'm just thinking like maybe Best Buy, like Sunridge or Chinook or like someplace local. No, they actually had a part, like whatever I needed from the States shipped up here.
Right.
And it took a month. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, that's the thing. So it really is, everybody.
I like that. I could be able to look on an app and be able to go like, okay, oh, I can get this little techie part. Oh, this little, and a local little business that I don't have to wait for a month.
Totally. Yeah,
Come in.
it's a great way to, for the consumer to save a couple dollars as well as support a local business. So right now in Calgary, we have over 160 partnered businesses. I'm hoping by the end of the summer that will be over 200. So, and like I said, it's anything from massage therapy to like that girl that makes the custom cups. There's restaurants on there, from pubs to fine dining. There's a rooftop patio on the Marriott for 118 Empire. They're offering it as well. So it's great, from high end to sort of one-off small businesses. We have sort of everything on there.
That's so cool. Actually, I really like that. I like that. So like everyone that is on the app, they are like, they give away, like you said, there's a discount or something that they're doing for each of their little businesses.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's sort of the trade-off is
Yeah, I like
it's
that.
yeah. So we want to, again, in order to change people's habits, there has to be some reward. There has to be something that entices them to do it. So that's sort of the conversation I have with businesses. And there's a lot, it's I think one of the things is when I speak to businesses, they're like, oh, well, we can't really offer anything right now. Or I'm like, well, there is a way to do it, that if you say, okay, we'll give you 15% off when you spend a certain amount or more, then at least you know that you are still getting revenue, but then you are giving a discount. But at least it's not just you giving away things and then hurting your bottom line. Again, the whole program goes around trying to make sure that local businesses survive sort of this next stage that we're going into. And it's going to be more difficult as the government starts to reduce the subsidies, and we'll see that over the next year. So we really have to look at sort of our habits and make sure that we are supporting. So it's quite funny. There's a Starbucks on my corner, and there's a coffee shop right across the street, owned by a Calgarian woman who's, I think, started two, and her pastries, it's all in-house. Everything's all of her coffees. It's amazing, right? And I just see a line outside of Starbucks, and I'm sitting there going, man, like her coffee's 10 times better, easily. It's better.
But people just
So
don't know about it.
Yeah, and she's giving a discount. So it's not only is her prices already less than Starbucks, but then with a discount as well and a superior product. I'm like, people just need to be more aware of it. So that's what I set out to do. And on the app as well, if you're looking at supporting people within your community, so I have things like Black-owned businesses or LGBT-owned businesses. So if people are looking to support others within their community, they can search on the app, search those type of businesses as well, and go out to support them. So, and this isn't just for in store. So a lot of businesses have moved sort of like online. So a lot of the restaurants,
Okay.
instead of doing skip the dishes, they've set up online ordering so that people can do takeout orders, right? But they order at home, they do everything on their phone or whatever, and then go to the restaurant and pick it up. And so the apps links you into that as well. And so it provides you with promo codes so you can actually order online as well and then go in and pick it up. So, and again, with that Made by Victoria girl as well, because a lot of her stuff is an online store, again, it supplies you with promo codes in order to go shop at her store online. So it's not just an in-store, it's an online as well.
Nice. I like that. I really like what you're doing. Like that's super cool. And I also kind of like the fact that maybe if there's a whole bunch of local restaurants and you get like free food, you could do like a, when you go to Costco on the weekend, they have like little samples.
Right.
You can sample your neighborhood.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah. Well, and I think that's the great thing is, when you have options like that, or you're made aware of them, you're now getting deals at these places, you're more likely to go try new gems in the city. And I'm a creature of habit, but I do find, especially with these more partner businesses, is I've started to myself sort of reach out and try new things, or you find out about these new little restaurants and places, and it's great. Like Calgary, for as widespread as we are, we do have a lot of really, really, really cool restaurants and shops like that even I didn't have any idea existed. So you're right. It's you can sort of go on this tour of help support local businesses, but also get to try a lot of new things yourself as well.
That would be cool. I have an idea.
Yeah.
Just grab that idea you just said, and just grab that for later, okay? And then we'll talk a little after. But yeah, because I have a really cool idea.
Cool.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, like that whole thing is amazing. I love just like you said, the fact that I think everyone really kind of needs to, like you said, break out of like your routine stores or this or that, and just like even if it's once a month, just go someplace you've never tried before and just kind of give it a try. Why not? I know one of my friends, like she's on Facebook, and she's like, that's what they did. Her and her husband went to like all these local places and tried just different things for like a few months and wrote little things up on it saying, oh, this was so neat, and this, go try it out. And I thought that's such a great idea. Like that's super cool.
Well, and again, is you sort of you partake more in the culture of the city, right? Is when you do things like that, is when you are trying to reach out and you're trying new things and you're entering new businesses, you sort of open your eyes to what's actually available to you. And so when you go to buy something now, clothing or something, you now think of these local businesses more. Right. You now become more aware of your options. And that's what we need to do. It's going to have to be a cross Canada thing. So the last statistic that was released in March of this year was an estimated 250,000 small businesses across this country will be closed by June.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And that's just this year. So again, we're not even taking into account once the subsidy comes up. So that once the subsidies are going to start being reduced, and it will happen. So that's the worry, is that people that have put their lives and their effort into building a business and supplying our communities with a product or service, they're now sort of losing their livelihood and losing all that effort they put in. So we really, really have to convince people to see the effect that they have and that their spending habits have on their own community, friends and family. Like one of the most eye-opening experiences for me is when messaging these businesses in order to participate. I get a lot of responses saying, I'm sorry, I would love to, but I closed my business. I wasn't able to make it. I wasn't able to get through. And, I think it's really, really tough because you see that in the amount of people that really put themselves out there and took the risk and just got really unlucky with everything, right? And so that's my effort. Is it's not just the established businesses that I want to help that are already there, but people starting new ones, you know, and taking the risk now. Even like I said, no matter how young or old, encouraging people that to restart, to continuously develop our sort of business culture and our local economy.
I love that. Oh man, that's so cool. Okay, we have like 4 minutes
I
left.
see it, I see it now. We were talking about that earlier. That's so
And we're
awesome.
like, oh yeah, you know, I was like, we only get so much time. And I was like, I really wanted to talk more and more, but unfortunately, we
That's great.
don't.
I'll just do a quick
But
plug.
yeah, yes, let everyone know kind of where they can find you. And that's so cool. I love your idea. And I love just like, yeah, our little, because I'm a little business here too in Calgary. And, you know, I've got like a bunch of different kind of services. It's not really one that you can come and walk up to. But anyway, you know, I'm a local business too. And I love being able to support back local businesses, which is I do all the time, like right now.
No,
This is an example.
and it's great having a platform like yours
Yeah.
to be able to sort of do a shout out is fantastic. So thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just quickly say for anybody that wants to help support us and the app, you can download it on your phone. It's available on Android and on iPhone. Android just got launched, so we're still sort of updating that as we go, but it is available on no matter what phone you have. And for any businesses, you can go directly onto the website at Back to Local, Back BACK, the number 2, and then local. Yeah. And you can sign up directly on the website. Again, it's no cost. You just go straight to the website, you fill out the application, and then I load you directly onto the app and you're live. So super, super simple for any small business that really wants to get their name out there and sort of grow. And then again, is if you want to help support us, just download the app and start using it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nick, for coming on this evening. I'm so thrilled to meet you, and I love what you're doing. Keep going. Like, I can't wait to see it grow. I really can't. It's going to be just amazing. And any other last little comments you want to make real quick before we close out?
No, just thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and hopefully we can continue to push this support local together.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Thanks so very much for coming on this evening on Connected with Carrie here on Jess TV, Jess FM. Thank you all my viewers that do come in weekly. You guys are all amazing, and you guys are also supporting local. So thank you so very much. And we wish you guys all a very good evening and have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the weather, because I think it's not going to last too long either. It's going to rain, I think. So yeah, have a great night, everyone.